Family, my name is Vicky, and in today's video we are going to learn how to use sensitive function in Terraform. Let's understand what exactly the use of this sensitive. Sometimes we are in the situation where we don't want to give some values in the Terraform file. So let's suppose I'm creating a database server, I'm creating a DB server, and I don't want to give the username and the password in the Terraform file. So how I can provide that information? I have couple of options, like if I'm not going to provide any of the value while creating the database server, it will ask me for the values. That is the one approach. The second approach could be where I can go with the sensitive information, more recommended way. So we are going to see, or we are going to do a demo where we are going to use the sensitive function in order to understand how exactly this thing works. So let's suppose my requirement is to create a database server with the help of the Terraform. So for that, what I'm going to do is I will go and look for the AWS resource TP. Let me write it down, Terraform as well. Now here I have a resource for this, and to create this thing I can copy this. But before copy, let me go to my PyCharm and create one folder here, and the folder I'm going to create sensitive demo, and let me have couple of files here like var.tf. I can have provider.tf, and I can have one more file that is main.tf. So in the main.tf, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this value. Now when I need to create a DB instance with the help of the Terraform, so these are the values which I need to use, and all the values are not mandatory, so I can scroll down and see which values are optional and which values are mandatory. But as of now I'm good with all those values. Now here, if you see, we have the username, we have the password. Now this is something I don't want to provide like this in the plain text. I want to provide this thing, but I want to provide in such a way that no one is able to see that thing. So here I'm going to use the sensitive function. Now the first thing which I need to do is I need to create the variable for all those values for which I want to go with the sensitive function. So let's suppose DB name. Let me go with that. Let me copy this thing and create a variable for that. Now to create a variable, we all know this is the way to create a variable, and here I can provide type is going to be string, and here we need to add sensitive is equal to true. Okay, now let me copy this thing, let me paste it here, 3 4. Now let me update the values. So for first one, for the DB name, I can use the username as well. So let me update the username value here. What else I can use? I can use the password for the sensitive. So let me update the password. Okay, this one I don't require. Okay, now what will happen if I'm not going to provide any of the default value here? While running this Terraform plan or apply, it will ask me to enter this DB name at the time of running my code. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one sensitive file where I'm going to provide that information. But before that, let me do the other thing. So I have created the variable. So what I need to do is I need to update the value here, var.db name, right? And the other one is for the username. So let me replace this thing, var.username and var.password. Okay, now let me cut this thing from here and paste it in the variable file. Now this is my var.df file, so let me paste it here. I also need to update the variable for the access key and the secret key. Let me do one thing. Let me go to other folder and var.tf. Let me copy this thing. Let me have this information in my var.tf, and also I need information for the provider.tf. So let me copy that thing as well. Now let me close. And in the var.tf, what I need to do is I need to update this access key and the secret key. Now for that, what I need to do is I need to go to my AWS management console. I need to go to the IAM and I need to create one user for this. So let me create a user, and username is going to be Terraform DB. I will go with the access and the programmatic access, existing policy, and I will go with the admin. Review, create user. Now here I have the access key and the secret key. So let me update the access key and the secret key here. So in the access key, let me update this thing, and in the secret key, let me copy and update this thing. Let me save it. So we are good. Now let me go to this folder, cd sensitive. Okay. Now let me go with the Terraform init command. So this is the first command which I need to run, so that it is going to download the version of the Terraform, along with that the provider version and everything. The next I will go with Terraform plan. Now once I am going to enter the plan, it is asking me for the DB name. Why it is asking me for the DB name? If I go to my var.tf file, here in the var.tf file, I have not provided any of the default information. So what I can do is I can provide the value here, something like, okay, like default is equal to some value here, like wiki dash db, something here. Or else what I can do is I can create one file here, okay, with the name secret.tf var. Okay, now I can have all the variable files here. So the first one is the db name, db underscore name is equal to, the next one we have username and the password. Let me update this value here, username and the password. Now let me update all those values here. DB name is going to be wiki dash db, username is going to be wiki, and the password is going to be welcome at 123, something like that. And let me close this one. Now one thing which I need to remember, if I'm going to use any of the version control, or if I'm going to save all those things in my centralized repository, then I need to give this file secret.tf var where in my ignore file. I don't want this to go to the centralized location, otherwise the other persons will get this username and the password. Okay, now let me remove this thing and let me go with the Terraform init command one more time, and let me go with Terraform plan, but this time I am going to add one argument as well, that is var file equal to, and here we need to provide the file name, and in my case the file name is secret.tf var. Okay, oh, we missed to close this thing, so let me go and close this one. See, we have missed to close, that's okay. Let me go with the Terraform plan. Okay, it's issue. Let me go and correct this thing. Now let's wait for it to generate the plan for me. Now it has generated the plan for me. Now if I'm going to scroll up and look from here, it is telling me that it is going to create one DB instance for me, and here in the name it is telling me it is a sensitive information, right? In the place of we have password, we have the sensitive value. So it is an encrypted value. Now no one is able to see this value. Okay, using this way, what I can do is I can actually secure my variables. So sometime we need to secure the DB URL or username or the password, SSM parameters. So all those things we can do it with this. Okay, we just need to add one argument here in the variable and it will work. I hope you like this video and do understand what exactly this sensitive function is and how to use this sensitive function in the Terraform. Do subscribe my channel. Thank you.